to Modern Male Radio with Jared Zavastosky, right here on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jared Zavastosky, and you're listening and watching Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the stuff your daddy never knew. And joining me tonight, as always, my co-host, Sarah Chapman.
Hi.
Or Sarah Beth Harris, if you stalk her online.
You're on it. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know which one is which.
Well,
but
since you were so nice enough to give me my correct name, as I prefer it as my stage name, I'm going to introduce our guests.
Okay, go for it.
So we have model actress Sarah Dasjani.
Yes,
Did I get
that's
it right?
right.
Sweet.
Hey, you
And
spelled good.
Good. Wonderful. And Brendan Strawn
Hello.
from the band Monarch.
Yes. That's
Very
me.
talented musician.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you here.
Yeah, we were listening to
Excited to
some
be
of
here.
his music before we came in here. It's pretty good.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool
thanks, guys.
stuff.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
Love
I'm
your
like-
voice. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Just fling compliments at him. Let's just let's kill him with
Let's see where
compliments.
that gets us.
Okay, cool. So tonight we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different things. I kind of want to know what it's like to be a rock star. And
Me too.
Yeah, this is really, really funny because every time we've had girls on the show and you're grilling them about like, oh, do you like rock stars? Do you like? We've finally got one.
Yeah.
And where are these girls? And I'm like, oh, I need a rock star. I need a rock star. Well, sorry, ladies.
And they're always like, I like rocker boys. I like rocker guys. I'm like, what is that? Well, so what is?
Yeah. So now we have one here. We've
And you're
captured
like,
a live
I'm a
one.
rocker boy.
I dress like one. I wouldn't say that I am one. I'm actually tone deaf, and I couldn't play musical instruments to save my life.
Funny. You guys know I'm not Adam Levine, right?
Are you
Like
sure?
a normal guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the backpack was throwing me off.
Yeah, the backpack. I guess I
Yeah,
still
I
have
was
this thing
wondering.
on.
You kind of
Yeah.
do.
Let me.
You might want to unload because we're about to unload our issues.
We don't steal
because
anything.
rock stars keep their Trader Joe's
Wait.
Yeah, give it to-
groceries.
That
Give it to
depends.
Sarah.
What's
She'll take
in there?
care
I
of it
might
for
want
you.
to steal it.
I
Which
have-
Sarah?
Take care.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
be. Very
Yeah. So now we're
specific.
gonna have to be specific. Well, I guess
Sarah
the-
with H?
With an H.
Oh, I'm without.
Yeah.
so I'll just have to
Lucky.
look at the Sarah that I'm talking to her about. There we go. Cool. So
Oh,
we've
wait.
had
Got it
Sarah
all out.
on the show before. And what's new? What's going on with you?
So I just signed a movie for next year.
Yeah?
I'm very excited. Yeah.
Hey.
What's it
Okay.
called?
Wonda's Place.
What?
Wonda's Place.
One DOS place?
Yeah.
What's the DOS stand for?
You're making jokes about my accent. You love my accent. So it's a comedy, but we're keeping it low, so I don't want to tell.
Okay, so we're not allowed to talk about that. Let's just strike that from the record. We might even be able to edit that out. But maybe not. Anything else coming up? Anything else cool? I mean, like that's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah, and you know that I've signed the contract with Harris Management in Beverly Hills, so we're working on
Harris, I like that name, clearly.
Yeah.
So, I'm a fan.
Really?
Well, I mean, now that I know that it exists, I mean, Sarah Beth Harris should be represented by Harris Management, so
Yeah,
I
they're
should just
great.
figure it out.
Yeah, we just shoot a couple stuff, so I was very busy in the last weeks, but yeah, now I can breathe a little and I'm focusing on my stuff and happy to be here. I thought I'm your co-host tonight, but I see you have a beautiful co-host
I
tonight.
almost hosted,
So that's
we
all
almost
right.
just.
The last time there were no co-hosts, I was acting like the co-host. Now we have a
It's okay.
beautiful
I'm just
co-host.
acting like it too. It's only my second time.
This
plus
just got
six
awkward.
or seven.
You do it well.
Thank you.
So cool. I back to dating in the rocker community, and it's always great to have you back.
Is that where we just went to? Okay.
He's so nice. I thought the rocker guy will jump on me and be like, wow, or something like that. I was like, "Hi."
Well, that's still remains to be seen. We'll see.
Oh,
I
okay.
may jump.
Common misconception about people with tattoos, and we've had plenty of people with tattoos on here, and they tend to be very, very nice. And another common misconception about the rocker community is that they're a bunch of dirtbags and assholes. And for the most part, I mean, I can't speak for all of them, but for the most part, I here in LA, there's tons of them. Tons of my friends are musicians, they're in bands, and they're really cool people.
Yeah.
And,
It's rare that I run across another musician that's just an absolute idiot. I think it's because the early 90s and 80s had the hair bands, and it was cool to be a total dick whenever you're in an interview because, like, there was, like, this thing about, throwing stuff out the window. And now if you behave that way, people just won't spin your record, and they don't want to, they'll be like, well, let's not have those guys back,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nobody acts like that anymore. Everyone's really sweet and nice and...
That's funny. There's an etiquette now to it.
Yeah, there
I mean, unless you're
really is.
Kanye West, but I mean.
It's a different level, yeah. But yeah, as far as like the rocker life goes, man, it involves a lot of sitting at computers now. That's what musicians, basically, that's the rock life is. We sit at a computer and just do this all day long.
Impinge all of your nerves.
Yeah.
Nerding
Yeah, no,
out.
it's
So
funny.
the models are preferring guys from the IT and stuff more than rocker guys.
Or maybe they
How
don't
it should be.
know.
That's how
maybe
it
they're
should
not
be.
sure. They just see like the finished outcome of the music or like the guys on stage, but they don't know how much of this is actually going on behind closed doors.
That's all that goes on. We do this and we watch Netflix. That's all that we do.
So no guitar.
There's a guitar plug-in, so we have virtual guitars that
Come
we use now. But
on.
no one plays any real
That's
instruments.
wannabe
Yeah.
rockers.
I'm just
dorks,
kidding. No, we play instruments.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So I guess the sex appeal doesn't come from the fact that they make music. It really comes from the fact that when they're on stage and they've got the guitar in their hand. So is that the actual sexy part
Well,
about?
No, I'm talking about that part when they say, "Let's go home. I show you my guitar."
Oh. Is that code?
okay.
I don't know.
Does
I
that
just
work?
heard
Brennan?
that. I've heard
I've
all these
never
models
used that
love
line
that
before,
stuff.
but-
So
Come home. I'm going to show you my guitar. If that works on anybody, I would be incredibly surprised. But then again, not
you have
surprised.
new stuff for your book.
Yeah, right?
Actually, a whole list of new things because we were talking about interpreting things. So that could be one thing we could get into, interpreting what rockers say to chicks that might
Yeah.
not really
Not
be
much.
the case.
The best thing is to don't say much.
Just
right?
play your music.
She's
Yeah.
right.
Let the
no,
lyrics
she's
decide.
absolutely right. It's subtlety. I don't know, like the guys that are at the party that are yelling and wanting all this attention and talking. Those tend to be the guys that don't normally come off too great to women, I think.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
going to have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's like a
Right.
double Sarah high five from across the table.
The last time I was telling him, like, when you're in a party, just don't come and talk too much.
No.
Just be cool. and
Especially
whatever,
when it's
and-
loud.
Mystery
Yeah.
is
You
everything.
can't hear anyway, so the last thing you want is someone in your ear screaming. We have this
Yes.
ear thing, so
And
And
it-
last year I was there, and,
and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna have.
And
to
it's
do
crazy
this.
how much that's shifted. You know what's acceptable, what's attractive, and it trends. It's weird, but it does. It trends. Like you were mentioning in the '80s, a lot of you were the more attractive you were. There was a time when low key wasn't very attractive to women, and then now all of a sudden, kind of being low key and quippy and smart. You
It's
know,
about mystery. It's
Yeah.
the Don Draper. It's the
Ooh.
guy that sits in the back of the bar with the cigarette, doesn't say very much, makes more of an impact than the dude that's talking to every girl at the bar. You know? And I think there's just little things that happen through like culture that has allowed that mystery to be more of a thing that's exciting and than the outgoing guy.
Well, and real quick before we get too far into this, we will be going out tonight. I'm gonna lay that pickup line on somebody. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go, hey, you want to come back home and see my guitar? I'm gonna do that. But the party that we're going to is actually it's Max David's party. Max David, my buddy Matt Bolton. He's been on the show before.
Hi, Matt.
Matt with EDM TV, and they just launched a new thing called producercontent.com. I mean, fucking great domain, right? Producercontent.com. And what that is for any musician who's watching this, or I mean, this is something that you probably partake in too. It's a rev share licensing platform. So in a nutshell, it allows musicians to get paid for their tracks and their songs, for
amazing.
people to come through and license them. And I think it's completely independent. I don't know enough about the industry to really give you guys too many details. But if you're watching this right now, you got a song, you got some music. They're also opening up what is it? I wouldn't say television. Was it video producing content? So tons of like really cool quippy B-roll and stuff that you can actually license from them. So that's something to pay attention to. Just want to give a little shout out to my boys.
That's something
and-
we're paying attention to with all of our B-roll.
Oh yeah. So when are we releasing this?
Every day, all day. I don't know.
Well, we're finally done. We're finally done editing the whole thing that we've been talking
yeah,
about
here's
for
the
weeks.
update on the
And it's a shit show.
show.
It's a shit show.
Yep.
But I don't know. We're gonna have to find like a good release date. I don't want to release it over the weekend.
Nope.
But even just the one link that I've got, we've already got like what is
Around
it?
my birthday would be great. September 21st, by the way, just for anyone who wants to gift me. Just throwing it out there.
But we're gonna be releasing that soon, and keep in mind, guys, that this is not follow the modern male trend. This is not
No.
It's the opposite. We're embodying and reenacting the worst daters in the world and the worst dates that you could possibly go on.
Because you sometimes need to deal with reverse psychology in order to find your way.
Well, I've just found that when you give people advice, like, what the fuck, you don't think I know? Or, they get really defensive. But, like,
Yes.
when you when you illustrate something that's wrong or bad and you make it funny, then they're like, ha ha ha, and then secretly you're thinking, God, I hope I'm never that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so there's like a better way to give advice, and I think it's through comedy. People take advice more willingly through comedy.
Yeah, we all need some comedic relief.
And it was fun. We got really drunk, and we did all this improv. It was all off the top of our heads, and it was fucking hilarious.
I was drinking water the entire time.
Yes, you were.
Water.
Cool. So back to you guys. Sorry, I had to throw my little pitch out there. Awesome. So you were big in the Christian rock community. Which
I definitely played in some bands and with some people that were in that world. I don't know if a lot of your listeners know that world at all.
That's great.
Yeah, so like some guys and some friends, and I met a lot of cool people doing that, and it was definitely a different scene than maybe I expected, but it was really, really cool. Like,
And this town needs stuff like that.
yeah, there isn't a lot of that kind of community out here, you know, but there also aren't a lot of people that are that into listening to Christian music, you know, because it's.
I would love to hear that.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
well, there we go. We got someone that I.
That's great.
But
Right.
why is that? Because, I mean, obviously, like, there's this whole stigma,
There's a stigma.
whatever.
Yeah, there's a stigma,
But I
and
love
it's
Christian
understandable.
music.
Well, because it's so positive and uplifting.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I think because people associate people associate anyone with faith as being closed-minded, judgmental, political, anti-gay, all those terrible things. When in fact, my experience with anyone I've ever met that has faith is the complete opposite of that. You know, people that are Christians that I know are so accepting, love gay people, love
Forgiving.
yeah,
they're
forgiving, and these are the people that I love being around, you know, and yeah, exactly. So I've only experienced really the opposite of that. So I think when they think of Christian music, they think it's going to be a bunch of bigots singing about, you know, their lifestyle that no one else can really relate with, and it's not that relatable, to be honest, because it's not just about do's and don'ts. It's really about what are you doing with your life, you know?
Yeah,
what, you know, it's more the positive.
And like, I mean, it's funny because I've actually know quite a few Christian bands. Was Striper was one of them?
Striper.
That was like the first, right?
Yeah, I did something with the guy from Striper, the singer. Him
Oh, right
and,
on.
Do you remember one of the guys from DC Talks? Name's Kevin Max. He's one of the singers in that band, and he and the singer of Striper did a duet for some gospel music award thing back in Nashville years ago. And I remember playing guitar for the two of them and really wanting to play this one song called To Hell with the Devil, which is a real that's a real song from
They should
like
just
the
like
Christian 90s, and it was very popular.
Somebody should just cover AC/DC, but like rewrite the songs to be like the kind of the opposite of everything they're saying.
And next week we'll be
Yeah.
working on that album.
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to heaven. Yeah, no, but it's funny because like, I mean, crap, it's crazy. It's so close to being mainstream.
Did you just say crap?
I said crap. The Holy Spirit's rubbing off on me, I guess.
I love what's happening in the room right now.
Fiddlesticks.
That's amazing.
But you know, like bands like POD were crazy. I mean, they're very, very hardcore,
Yeah.
and it's very, very hard to you know, what is it?
Distinguish? Were you going to go there with it?
Distinguish. That's where I was going. Thank you.
I heard it. I also
Yeah.
heard the other thing you just said before that was sort of like douche.
What did I say?
I don't know, but it was something. It sounded douchey.
What?
I don't know. Rewind. Play that back
Well,
later.
POD, I remember POD.
Mhm.
And how old are you, by the way? Because I'm 32. You look a little younger than me. Are you in your 30s?
Yeah, no, I'm 28.
28. So were you old enough to remember POD kind of transitioning out of that Christian scene into the TRL scene?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Dude, the culture that I grew up in was like they were looking down on a band like that for branching off into a secular type of, you know, scene. So that was a big thing too, where just growing up, how if some bands branched off, it was a weird thing, and yeah, that was always so interesting. But yeah, I remember POD. That's funny you mentioned them.
I lost my virginity to that album.
Can we hear that story?
And there's that.
Yeah, that's an awkward one. There we go. Losing my virginity to Christian music.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
Yeah, Sarah, it's only awkward if you make it
know
awkward.
it.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Fucking wonderful.
Lick your
I'm
face
so
on that
glad
one.
that
Such
I
a sweet
I heard you.
team.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I love to look from the left to the right. It's like I'm in the tennis. Okay.
It's like a tennis match or something.
I'm like, okay.
So what do you think about the Christian community out here?
I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the Christian community over here, but I know they definitely need more of it.
Do guys
I
with
was
faith
looking,
turn you on?
honestly, I was looking for a nice church to go there, and it's like everything is kind of different. It's just they have different kind of messages and whatever. It's not just like a regular Christian church with maybe gospel music or whatever. I've been in a couple Christian rock concerts in Germany because my mom is organizing stuff like that. So I love it. It's
That's
cool.
crazy.
I really like I think especially over here in a town like that, you're very focusing on your career and on your goals, and all of them are actors and musicians and whatever. They need something to calm down and, to not meditate, but, to find to themselves and stay peaceful. Because when you're all the time fighting for something, you maybe lose your soul. So it's very important to stay positive and on the right lane, and I think that's a very good thing.
Someone took me to a youth thing at the Palazzo. What is it? I think it's a hotel. They have it in Beverly Hills. You should check that out, I guess. But real quick, okay.
Get it out, Jared.
Are
It's
guys
there.
with faith more attractive to you?
Definitely.
So that
Because I have the feeling they have more the feeling of guilt, responsibility for their actions, and
Guilt,
you can,
definitely.
and you
You
can
nailed
count
that.
on their words, which is very important.
and you can always use Jesus against them if they don't. Be like, Jesus is watching you. Did you guys ever hear that joke where it's nighttime, this guy's breaking into an apartment and he gets in there and he hears his voice.
Hold on. You made the whole thing again negative. You're like, you can use them against
He has a
him.
way to bring up,
Yeah,
a
like,
God-fearing state
Can
of being.
you let's just keep
Very
it nice?
manipulative.
It is nice.
It
and
is
for
nice.
most of my
It's
viewers
great.
out there that don't know, I actually studied to be a pastor. So I
waiting
got
for
a
you to
little
bring
bit
it
of
up.
room to talk.
Yeah, the love pastor.
Back to my joke. Okay, so it's a dark room. A man's breaking into it, and he hears this voice, and it says, Jesus is watching you, right? And he walks a little bit further, and it's complete pitch black, and he hears this voice again. It says, Jesus is watching you. So he scans the wall, he finds a light switch, and he turns it on, and he sees this parrot over here. And then underneath the parrot, he sees a Rottweiler. And he goes, sick him, Jesus. I guess that wasn't fucking funny. It was funny when I
got
heard
it.
it.
I got it.
Yeah, he's like laughing out of like gratuity. He's like,
No,
I'm not gonna leave this guy.
Is that called a pity laugh?
That was a
No,
pity laugh.
I mean, it's more
Yeah.
why
He was
would someone
polite.
name their dog Jesus?
Looks
but
like it was.
yeah.
Rock stars are polite
Yeah.
nowadays.
Well, what she said, this
Got
is
proof right
interesting
here.
because about saying that guys of faith are more attractive. I've encountered the complete opposite of that with women. They're turned off to it. I feel a lot of times where I can't mention it, or else I have to explain myself. Like, you can't just say you have faith. You have to back it up with, but I'm not like this. I'm not weird. I'm not going to judge you.
I'm not going to
a
leave
virgin.
little notes on your front door
Yeah,
when
like,
I come to visit you.
Yeah, I'm not going to put, they're called tracks, which is so funny.
Oh.
They call those things, yeah.
I got a track the other day.
What was it, Scientology, or what was it?
Mormon.
Mormon?
Was it?
Was it?
I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any either.
Let me tell you something about Mormons. They are the nicest people you will ever meet in your life. Have you guys spent time
Well,
with
damn
Mormons
it. I was
before?
at 7-Eleven getting coffee and I should have been home.
Spent lots of time in Utah.
Flip.
They do. They are so sweet, Mormons. I've never met a Mormon I didn't like, But anyway,
Yeah,
so
that is a good point.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So it's all about, it's just like you want to be an example for a person who lives with God, but it's still cool to hang out with. So
Yeah.
you don't go over and you just like, look, Jesus is watching you. This is the Bible. You got to read this to be a good person. You just have to be like, look, we have fun. We're cool.
Yeah.
I believe in this and this and this, and that's my type of way to live. If you want to join me, cool. If not, whatever. Don't try to sell them something.
She's right.
Because if you try to sell them your opinion, they're like, oh, hold on, no thanks, I'm cool. You got to make it interesting to them and on a way like,
A
to
non-threatening
show-
way.
Exactly.
Lead
to
by
show
example.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
we have fun. I'm a rock star. We have parties. We have everything, but we're not on drugs. We're not killing each other or whatever. You know what I mean? You have to do it on a way to be interesting.
Yeah, she's right. It's just about being and loving people, and that's what people miss. That message is that we're not. It's funny. I sound like I'm preaching, but like being. No, I'm trying to.
He's looking at me like,
No, this is actually
Sarah.
a good. I'm glad we're talking about this because I've been so frustrated now that
Yeah.
I am single now, and having been on some dates, this comes up.
Sure.
And I had a girl at my house at one point last year, and she saw a Bible on my shelf, and I'll never forget her response to me was, she saw the Bible and said something like, you believe in God? You're Christian or whatever? I'm like, oh yeah, I am, but of course I don't do this.
You gotta follow the back.
Followed
yeah.
up, and she said to me, how could you believe in such bullshit, is what you told me.
Hmm.
And then
You're like, hey,
There's the
I just
door.
felt so
Rockstar
stupid.
came out. You're like, get them.
Do you
Like,
want to
hey,
take my guitar? It's out the door, down the hall.
I mean, that's
By
an
your
isolated.
car.
That's an isolated incident, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's. I can't think of anyone that would really do that. But like, there are those moments where that sticks to you. You're like, man, I can't really talk about this big part of my life because
Maybe
I
not on
do
your
feel
first
judged.
date.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you save it and then you wait. and
It's
you're
it's
like,
important
"Hey,
though to
by
get the
way."
fundamental
Yeah.
like belief system, all of that.
Exactly.
It's important to get that
Yeah.
out of the way, I believe.
Yep, atheists don't want to date anyone that believes in God.
But
so
hold
I've
on,
learned that
we were
right away.
talking about talking about faith.
Yes.
It's not that you're sick or you have an illness or something. You're talking about that. It's like it's a secret or something like that.
It feels like that.
Like a lot of people believe in God, and a lot of people live with that. Maybe not 100%, but they do understand that you have your faith and maybe you're stronger in that. But I think if you don't come out at the first date and do it like a preach, everything is fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said it if she didn't mention the Bible. I wasn't even going to bring it up. But yeah, I mean, those are the kind of things that I've dealt with here and there.
just walk up to
It's
people and
coming
be like, "Be healed, motherfucker." How you doing?
God, I want that.
Do
gift.
you believe in God?
Do you fucking believe in God?
End of story.
You're crazy.
That's why you gotta walk up and just be like, hey, listen. Do you fucking believe in God?
Do you
Do
lift?
you believe in God?
Do you lift the
And
Bible?
by the way, do you go to the gym? Because if you don't do the two, we can't do this.
Oh my gosh.
Some of our characters from.
We could just add, do you lift the Bible?
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah, yeah. Have you seen that meme of Jesus when he's like, "Bro, do you even lift?"
Yes.
He's on the cross and he's all buff and
Yes.
shit. He's like, "Bro, do you even lift?" It's fucking awesome. But yeah, it's crazy because I wouldn't think there would be so much persecution.
I mean, I don't want to say that I'm persecuted.
You're persecuted, man.
No, not at all.
Ah!
I think it's more of just like I'm really I'm not sure how to behave sometimes, because I used to be married. When I was married, it wasn't a big deal. I could just say whatever I wanted, and you're married. But now that I'm trying to meet new people, it comes up, and I'm always unsure how
There's a fine balance between being unapologetically you, and that's something that I've been coming to the conclusion of that's really important, being just unapologetically you, and then also having care, respect, and compassion for the people that are around you and what their wishes, wants, and desires are. So it's a really interesting little, kind of balancing act throughout, because I feel you on that. Like, there are some times when I have an opinion on a subject, and I'm like, I'm not going to talk about that for right
You
now.
are like that?
Yeah.
That's great.
What, like, for example, what would
You have to figure out when it's
I am never having
appropriate to hold back.
You're right.
I'm never having two Sarahs
right.
on the same
Hold it
show
back.
again.
No, it's
Wow.
great actually. I'm
We love
enjoying
it.
the
Yeah, me
overwhelming
too.
Sarah
They're like-
so
dynamic
great.
here.
The
I can
motherfucker.
learn from her a lot.
And I can learn right back. It just goes
great.
tit for tat.
You guys don't seem like you're in school right now, or maybe school have kicked Jared in the balls.
101.
This is great. This is great.
Classes in session.
I had no idea what I was getting myself
Thanks
into.
for playing.
So back to Jesus.
Can
Sarah,
you say it in a nicer way then?
I was just saying back to Jesus.
Okay.
Like,
back.
like
Because
Jesus is
Yes.
a wonderful thing.
Well, what's
Um,
something that you would not tell somebody on a date that, like, for example, when you said that, like, you hold something back?
Oh,
What's
there's
something that you-
tons of stuff.
I'm curious.
Mostly, I don't go out of my way to tread in the religious world because
Of course.
I have a vast experience with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I spent a lot of time studying the Bible, and then I spent a lot of time in.
We were talking
Yeah,
about
you've got
that. I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
so what?
Oh,
Why?
look,
Why
this
do
is
you hold
destiny
that
that we're
back, though?
talking about this right now.
Because it can get, when you're talking about religion, sometimes it can get a little muddy, it can get nasty, and at the same time, it's also something that it's like, just because you can prove a point doesn't mean that you should.
Right.
And I've seen I've seen it over and over and over again when I'll make a really, really solid argument on something. If somebody can't fight it after they're done fighting, it cripples them. And then all of a sudden you kind of like, you took a little piece of something that they believed in.
Right.
And I'm not saying that like in the entirety of the belief system of God, but just little points that they might have believed their whole life. And all of a sudden you're like, well, that's not accurate. That didn't really
So
happen.
Would it be fair to say that you hold that back because you want to keep things a little bit lighthearted at first?
I hold that back because I care about them. Because I don't want them to, it's not worth that look of disappointment in their eyes. It's not worth to have somebody.
I know that looks
so
so
you're
well.
talking. You don't talk about things which matter.
I talk about things that matter with people that can handle them.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So you're gauging it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
I always
like
gauge it based on the
first.
person. And if we can have a lighthearted conversation about religion, which we've had, it's something that, I'll gladly talk about. But I went from a place in my life when I was younger to be very like, I'm right, you're wrong, and I need to prove this point, and very aggressive with all my opinions, and it didn't matter to me. I was gonna go out there and I was gonna say it, to a much more, is this going to? There was a really, really great quote one of my ex-girlfriends used to say, and she goes, "Do you want to be right or do you want to be close?" And it was like, that put everything in perspective for me, and all of a sudden I kind of stopped arguing with people. I mean, I didn't stop that day.
You were asking if girls are more interested in guys with faith. I think girls are more interested in guys with depth. Like, you can talk with depth. Yeah, like you can talk with them about more stuff than, just like
What I posted on Instagram.
Yeah, can you send me a selfie and stuff? Like, you want to talk. You want to see that there's something going on in the brain.
Yeah,
like,
but there are a lot of girls who I've actually had this conversation with, and all of a sudden you just watch their face mute, and they're like,
yes, they do.
I mean, you do.
I can't talk.
At
Yeah,
a certain
it's horrible.
point, conform to your audience, especially if you're actually out on a date. I mean, obviously your intention was to be with that person in those moments.
Right.
You have to.
So you kind of tailor your
to who you're with.
communication.
You know, when we were in the lobby talking about this, the way you were, it was interesting because you were telling me a little bit about your background, and when you were describing that stuff, you were telling me just like things that you knew about and your knowledge of it, and the way you did it, like, it was really interesting. Like, it just sounded like a guy that knows a lot about the Bible and has a lot of experience in that world. So I never could imagine someone getting the impression from you that you would be argumentative, or that you were trying to or that you were trying to get your point across. And that's really how it should be.
Like,
Yeah.
It should be
I used to be
a lighthearted thing, but it's funny how now things that maybe people were so used to talking about so often, maybe 50 years ago, that was such a common thing in life. We have to be so careful and delicate. I don't want to offend that person. I don't want to, because, if I have this faith and they're Catholic or they don't have faith, all of a sudden that means that we can't communicate. It's like all of these different levels of it that, man, it makes it so difficult to be authentic and genuine, because authentic and genuine to me is being able to talk to somebody and share my heart and be who I am all the time. And dating in LA,
there's so much guardedness that you do, like what he is saying. It looks like an argument waiting to happen.
I know,
because people are like instantly
They're
like,
ready
oh my gosh,
to
we
argue.
can't talk about religion, we can't talk about politics, we can't talk. It's like there's
let's
a list.
disagree. We gotta just disagree on something.
And I think a lot of people have argumentative personalities. I think that some people are just that's kind of the way that they engage with anything. And it's funny that I made a really, really solid point to actually start, whenever I approach anything religious whatsoever, I do it from a very objective, pragmatic standpoint, very fair. Hey, and this is
you're a
my,
host.
I don't talk about my belief. No, not even host. I mean, honestly, as a host, yes, I never want to offend anybody, but I mean, I do that
This
in
is
general.
not necessarily true sometimes. However.
Yeah, but I used to be very argumentative, and it's kind of that same attitude that a lot of Christians are going out there and they're, shoving the Bible down people's throats and against gay marriage and against this and against that, and it doesn't come from a place of love, and it detriments their cause.
Yeah, but you never know who is using the name of God for their own,
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people are using God to get whatever they want, and we're still human beings. And when one person says something wrong or does something wrong, you can't say all of them are like that.
And it's a great point. That's actually an amazing point, because we're talking about men with faith who might be more attractive. It's very, very interesting, because as this is a dating show, some guy might be sitting there, watching the show going, oh, wow, so if I talk about God, I might get laid more, and it's interesting to even think of that as something that could happen, but it could.
That won't work.
Yeah, it might not, but I mean,
religious manipulations, no. Sorry.
No.
buddy.
I've heard some horrible horror stories from people that went on dates with people they thought were Christians, and that's what they led that conversation, and they end up. I mean, my dad was a Christian and he took it way too far. So yeah, there's a whole line of bullshit.
So speaking of taking things too far, we were actually talking. This is like segue into unequal communication efforts.
Oh yeah, you've been wanting to talk about this for weeks.
So many weeks.
All right,
I've been wanting
Sarah,
to talk about
go
this.
for it.
Totally taking the stage right now.
Go for it.
How much communication when you're not responding back to someone is too much to be receiving? Brendan and I were just discussing this because he's got a whole
Threes.
slew of. Okay, we know your 3 rule.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have it's like less than that for me.
3 what?
It's
Texts?
basically like a
3
1
texts.
rule.
3 texts unanswered. You don't text again.
3?
3. You don't text again for a few weeks or something. You know, maybe you're just not important to her.
Are these 3 separate thoughts?
3 separate thoughts. Yes.
I've got one.
Or
thought.
no.
Within how much time increment? 'Cause these are all things that you need to like.
Yeah.
If it's 3 in a row that happen within a minute, I mean that's different.
If you
But
guys are
it's 3
in
over 3 days,
yeah. If you guys are in conversation, right, and you guys are it doesn't matter.
Sarah.
But if you say, "Hey, Sarah, I want to hang out," and you don't get a response,
This is what I'm saying.
you
to
can
Sarah
only
right
send
now.
2 more.
If
Oh,
a guy
question.
says to you, like, let's hang out, when are we hanging out? And you don't answer back, we're basically saying, like, we don't want to hang out by giving them silence, right?
Yes.
Like, we don't need to say anything more. We're
They
saying
do
it.
read their social media.
Yeah, or like it's better than to lie. You know, like you don't want to say, "Oh,
At
I'm
a
busy,"
certain
blah.
point,
So-
before you block the person, though, which I have to do all the time, and I'm not saying it like, oh my gosh, I have to block people, but I do have to block people.
First, you gotta tell them, "Send me a selfie." Then you know who he is.
Oh.
Then you can block them. But
Well, yeah, there's that.
I just heard that people are doing that.
But super
Okay.
aggressive, like, correspondence is
Yes.
such a turnoff to me. Like, it's
So when you text somebody and
me.
he texts right back, is that super responsive?
no. If I'm doing the communication, I expect to be getting it back. I mean, obviously, it's like, I'm putting forth my effort, and the effort should be coming back.
I mean, a girl would never text a guy over and over again when he's not.
Yeah, if it's mismatched,
that's
this
not
is what I'm talking
entirely true, but I think that
Okay.
they should not do that. But
Right.
I agree with you guys that there is something.
Oh, the groupies.
about. It can for sure be mismatched.
They're like, "We believe in Jesus too." Text me.
Oh my gosh, the amount of times that I have experienced a woman pretending to be religious or have faith to get close to me, and then I realized later that that's not a real thing. That is and I'm sure back in the day when you were a pastor or do you remember that at all? Like girls
I was
that
like
would-
17. I was still a virgin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I wasn't getting a lot of that. I mean, I definitely had like my fair share of God groupies, but
Guy groupies.
yeah.
Yeah. So okay, 3 texts from a girl.
Yes.
Or from anybody. I just want to make I just want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
understand.
this is
So
good.
You think, okay, 3 texts meaning they text once, you don't write back, and it's a question. They text again. Are these questions or are these just thoughts?
It would be
'Cause there's
somebody-
a lot.
Somebody that
So-
you haven't communicated with in a while. So like if I was to text somebody that, well, first of all, you got to get their number.
What if you've never
So-
met the person? What if you don't even have their number? What if it's just aggressive
So I think that they're-
social media stalking?
And there is a difference
This is what I'm
between
talking
social
about.
media.
This is an everyday thing on Instagram. Direct message.
yes.
Yeah.
That I wish never existed.
Yes.
That direct
That
text
is so
on Instagram.
annoying.
Yeah.
Which
But it's easy to
I have a
ignore.
new
You
blog.
get a question
Easy
like,
to
"You
ignore.
want to read it or not?" And you're like curious.
And
you're
then
like,
they
"Okay, let me see
know.
what he's saying. Maybe it's business." And then you go in and you're like, "How are you? Where are you? Whatever." And
Dick
you're
pic.
like, "Oh my gosh." Oh no.
Right
The-
away.
The 6th DM.
I want to be there when like the
Opens
guy's
with it.
sitting there and he's like, and he's on his phone and he's like, I'm gonna send her a dick pic right now. This is gonna be fucking awesome. She's gonna love this. And then where does the logic behind that come from? Like, yeah, I'm gonna send her a dick pic.
That's what
like,
I'm wondering here.
It makes no sense.
None. Maybe this angle will be better. Let me get it from the balls up. It's not gonna happen.
I'm not commenting this right now.
I took it there. It's important. This is real.
Well, it's funny because
That's
like
annoying.
I have a radio
So
show
annoying.
on straight male dating, and occasionally I'll get followers on Instagram who are completely, swinging for the other side of the fence,
So they
and they'll
send
send
you
me
stuff?
dick pics, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, have you looked at any of my stuff?
Really?
Yeah. They'll lead with that, and they'll be like, hey, what's up, guy? And I'm like,
It's never happened to me.
Apparently, I know what's up, but I'm not looking at it anymore. So
yeah,
that's just scary.
it is. It's crazy. So back to the 3 rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a huge difference between social media and getting a girl's phone number.
Yes,
I would say the point of social media is to get her number as quickly as possible. If you're interested in her, segue to that
Okay.
as fast as humanly possible. And then instead of, you could text her a little bit, but call her. Call her up. If you're interested.
Nobody
No,
calls anymore.
That's the worst thing
guys
ever.
like that?
You don't want to
Calls
get phone
anymore.
calls. I don't want to talk.
If you gave him your number,
No,
you're
no, no.
obviously a little
FaceTime them.
interested in
Just cold
in him,
FaceTime.
right?
And that little cave of my impersonal, I'm just on my phone texting all day
Yes.
mode. But
I don't like texting either, but it's still better than phone
if
calls.
I need to talk, I'm going to call the person. And I rarely call people.
I do FaceTime with my girls.
FaceTime's
That's
great.
it, because with guys you gotta look good. And
Video
I don't want to
texting?
do
Cool.
makeup to make a FaceTime
I'm not
thing.
talking about FaceTime.
Okay.
So you give a guy your number that you're interested in. You wouldn't want to talk to him on the phone, find out if he's a
Maybe
creep.
we just give the number to make him go.
For now on,
You
when I get a
know?
girl's number, I'm going to strictly FaceTime them right
How
away.
interesting is this right
Just
now?
right
Our
to the
interpretations. Like if I'm giving someone my
Everybody's like,
number.
no, look.
So, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, but you're giving him your number, but not to make him go away. You're giving him your number for something. So I guess.
Sometimes we're doing that.
I guess it would depend on how he led the conversation. If it was work related, or if it was, "Hey, I'm interested in you." If you were interested back, how much
I'm
feedback
such
you
a
were giving.
texter. Like when we talk, it's
too.
going to be in real life.
The best
I
thing
don't
is
know.
just the voice messages. Like, hey, yeah, I'm calling you later.
Yeah, I
and
like
See,
audio.
that's
I like
good.
audio texting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love
I like
that.
video
Oh, I've never
texting.
tried
They
that.
they're not getting saved. It's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, but
I don't know. I save real time for face to face because you can be talking to somebody. Even audio texting can be a little bit impersonal. It's just kind of like
like
if we're
that.
gonna be talking,
and it's
to
good
each
for
other,
my accent. So I
person.
hear myself and I'm like, oh my god, I sound so weird. And so I try to do both things on the same time. But yeah, I like audio messages more.
Okay, so audio
Let's go
messages
back.
instead of
let's
calling.
go back to that.
And-
So, sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
you didn't. Actually, I am curious what you girls think about something. What do you think about men when they're texting that use a lot of emojis,
Oh,
LOLs?
is that like high with like 4 eyes and a
I
smiley
love
face?
that.
Just all
Hey,
that.
I love
all
that.
stuff. You do
I
love
love
that?
I
'Cause
love that.
I didn't know what women. I'm not like that at
If
all.
you're putting the eggplant and then a bunch of crying things after that, forget it. It's not happening.
It's the international emoji for a member. It's
Does this look
the
familiar?
emoji dick pic.
Yeah, but you know what I don't like? When guys are just like, hey, what up? Like they try
Oh.
to be cool and they don't text you right and not being charming and stuff. I like it more with all these emojis and
Men don't know how to
you
text.
know, like,
they
huh?
don't know how to talk to women. It's really interesting. I've had
They
some
know
friends.
when they want something, they know how.
Bro
to
needs to come out with a text etiquette. The book of
All right,
Bro.
so the
Dude.
first
All about
fucking thing
texting.
that you do is text her a dick pic. Why? Because she wants to see your fucking penis, because she needs to know how many jaw exercises she needs to do before the date.
Hashtag ball sack
Can I
selfie.
Snapchat this?
No
Please.
filter needed.
Well, I'm done. No more bro for you guys. But I do promise that at some point, me as bro, maybe me and Sarah will have our own show,
Sarah
and maybe
with an
we'll
H.
talk about the real way you should text. Not the fucking stupid ass mother nail
Right,
shit.
right.
We're gonna talk about what angle to take the dick pics from, how to recover from sending a bad dick pic.
And when he says hi, is it like 4 eyes and then a winky
Exactly.
face?
How many eyes should you tag on the high? What are appropriate or inappropriate emojis? What are some things that like really matter to girls? Like, did you shave your balls or not?
Yeah.
These are things that we might have to discuss.
At that point, it's not going to be emojis. It's going to be bromojis.
How far do you shave them? And I mean, is it clean? Is it bald? Or do you like?
Sorry, Brennan.
Do you give it like?
Sorry for that.
It seems to be a favorite part of the show today.
It's amazing.
So So these are some of our characters that we've come up with. That
It's insanity
I love
at
bro.
its finest.
I love bro guy.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Bro, you're fucking welcome. So we're actually designing this whole brand. We bought the domain, and we're going to put out a whole bunch of dating videos.
It's so shamelessly unapologetic.
And
That's
it's
the
called
best
Bro
part.
Method. So
Amazing.
bromethod.com. The domain's not up yet, but it's been bought, and we're building a website. And yes, we are doing an entire series on how fucking the world according to bro, and all of the fucking stupid shit that I process in my brain and put back out there. And bro's gonna have like a, hey, brother.
We push boundaries in like an uber vascular sense, basically.
Uber vascular.
Uber vascular.
Like that dude who lifts weights in the gym until his fucking veins are
You
bigger
are
than his muscles.
raging. You are raging at
he
the
did
vein.
it. He made it. Why is he still there?
What?
He accomplished what he needed to accomplish.
That is true.
Who?
The gym guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
Go,
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking up a bench. Like you've already accomplished. Like we don't need you at the gym anymore.
He's like, one more set. And we're going to talk about the fact that people just show up to the gym and leave. The gym is a great social environment. This is where you go to be with your other bros. This is where you go to like hug people and get whiffs of bad air. And this is where you go to like, look at other guys that aren't as buff as you but wish they could be you. This is the fucking way that we're going to do this. So We're gonna have a whole bunch of like gym etiquette stuff, like shit that you shouldn't do at the gym, you know, like lifting right in front of the mirror and the other weights, and
like,
what not to do to the guys who are
keep
doing
your
the shit that
shoes
they shouldn't do.
on.
When you
Shoes
walk
on.
up and you like, you know, you twerk them a little bit, you twerk on them, you know, because like there's no guy on earth that's gonna let you twerk on them. So when you need them out of the way, you just kind of walk up and give them a little booty shake. Anyways, so welcome to Bro.
Welcome to
Broland.
That just happened.
That did just happen. Okay, cool. So
Let's talk about what our guests are doing with their lives, where we can find them, that kind of stuff. Sure.
Perfect.
You want to go first?
Ladies first.
No, rockers first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Where can we Insta stalk you?
Yeah.
Adam?
Okay. Instagram Monarch.
Like the butterfly.
What's that slash that's under like
The
it's
underscore.
underscore official? That's the Instagram.
Monarch like the butterfly underscore official.
Yeah, but if you really want to find everything, just go to monarchofficial.com. That'll take you to all of the music
Perfect.
that we're doing, and if you like sort of a very chill cinematic
I'm obsessed with his voice.
vibe, thank you.
So
It's very good.
It's very
it
good.
is
Very
very,
good.
very
Thank
good.
you very much. Yeah, you know, I've been working on this voice for quite a while, and I'm. But no, that's the website. We're dropping a single this month, and I mean, other than that, I'm basically just sitting around waiting for more TV to come on, and I mean, I spend so much of my time just on Netflix. So,
Hey, Netflix is amazing, right?
Yeah, it's all that I
Netflix,
do.
we love you.
And he has a dog that's as big as his bear.
My
on
dog
his
is gigantic.
tattoo.
Yeah, he's really big. If he was sitting here, his head would be like right
So
here.
he's a
Wow.
ginormous newfie.
Nice.
Yeah, he's,
I
he's a
don't
newfie.
have him yet.
Yeah, so that's
Very
what's going on with me.
Big dogs.
Yeah.
And Sarah?
So you find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and my name is Sarah Dasjani, and you can see what I'm doing every day. So you have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat is definitely fun. I love that. It's my new inspiration, and
This chick
follow
is
me.
stylish as fuck. Like stylish AF for
thanks.
sure. Her
Oh, you
closet
checked out
is
my-
super impressive.
Yeah, I'm very
Yes.
into fashion
Very.
and into workouts and healthy stuff, and also like lifestyle.
Yes, your
and
gym
having
videos.
fun.
I did just sort of briefly Insta stalk you.
Yeah.
So
Aw.
you're on
I gotta
point.
Oh
follow
my
you back.
God, you guys
Could
get
you
a
guess,
fucking
bro?
room.
She should have you as a guest, bro, on her workout videos, man.
This is true.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We should do that.
We should fucking do that. Fucking high
Bump it
five.
out.
Hey, I'm the trainer.
out.
You can come too, though.
Okay, I'm right there. I'm gonna be filming it. So.
Two Sarahs
know what
and
you're talking about.
poor Jared.
Oh, fuck me.
There
This
it
is
is.
going to be so bad. Okay, cool. And as always, you can find us at... Oh, I still got the accent. It's funny, because once you turn bro on, it's really hard to turn bro off. He just wants to be out. He's out of the box. Wait till you see the fucking...
Oh.
Speaking of boxes, wait till you see some of the shit that we're coming up with
There
that
it
involves
is.
boxes. So you can find Sarah at Sarah Beth Harris on
right.
Instagram. You can find her on Twitter.
Sarah B. Chapman. You can just freaking not find me. How about that?
Yeah. You can also find her on Facebook, Sarah Chapman, and
Sarah Beth Chapman on Facebook.
Sarah Beth Chapman.
It's all over the fucking place. But it's
Yeah.
okay, because I like it that way. It's like a puzzle.
And you can always find us at modernmaileinc.com/radio. You can find us at modernmaileinc.com. You can find us at Mail Methodology on Twitter. You can find us at Instagram at modern.mail. And that's all a mouthful. Facebook, Jared Zavostowski. All of the names should be up top here. So if you need to, just Google. Fucking Google.
Yeah,
It's
just
real
use it.
simple. And thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you
pleasure.
for your invite.
And that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Mail Radio.
You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jared Zavostowski, right here on LA Talk Radio.